Alright, folks, hello and good morning. Well, I guess it's not really morning. Fuck, it's evening. So hello and good evening, and welcome to the evening cast here on BaseTradeTV. We got the last chance qualifier and last cast out of Zombie Group, actually, till before she leaves to Korea.
Forever.
We have a lot of folks signed up today, but of course the ones I'm looking at most are going to be Game Time as well as Masa, two of the absolute badasses in the bracket. You guys will notice there's some folks like Jon Snow and others signed up who actually won't be playing today because they qualified for WCS, so they go into Jönköping. We have about 16-ish players actually checked in at last count, so I'm not sure if the bracket will be live by the time you're hearing this on stream, but but yeah, so we'll look at the brackets together in a moment. Before we do, though, we've actually had several things happening before the show even started today. First off, thank you to Solidus Dub and Montiun. That cash money. Solidus Dub kicked off the stream, slaying Tastosis with 1,000 bits, only to be usurped by Montiun shortly after with $11. Thank you both. We really appreciate it, guys. And of course, Montiun, double shout-outs for being here this morning. That's some StarCraft passion. We cast early in the morning, we slept in the day, and we came back for the evening, and Montiun was with us for both. Then we also had Paul SS2 as a brand new sub joining the family. Solar424 hit a 23-month resub. Kest3 was a brand new sub just now, so thank you very much, Kest31, excuse me. And then Alaska Winter 923 for 40 months. Says, I'm over the hill. I need a cane to get to the stream now. Oh, my back.
40 years old is not that old.
My name is
Oh my God.
How can I help? You know what? It is old. There's no way you can classify 40 as not old.
It's not needing a cane to climb up a mountain.
Look, okay, I guess if you assume that you're going to live to be like 200 years old, then yeah, it's not that old. But most people, I think, live, what, 80 to 100? That's like half your life. That's old, dog.
That's not that old.
Also, you don't need to be old to need a cane. Maybe he's got a bum leg, dude. You're being real insensitive right now.
I mean, you even gave him like the stereotypical old person accent. Jesus.
He comes from Alaska where it's winter all the time. Guy probably hurt himself in a snowmobile accident, if I had to guess.
You can only get hurt in Alaska when it's winter. Come on, Rifkin.
Yeah.
Two can play at this game.
Nobody gets hurt in the summer. It's a good time for everybody. The snow melts. They get to actually walk properly on solid ground.
People in warm climates never die of anything.
That's true. By the way, I love our organizers who've helped us set up some stuff. I got some cool news to talk about in a moment. But I also, before I forget, I need to thank... I guess it's less of a thank you and more of a why are you wasting your money to both Tom KD and Therminator. They both became tier 3 subs on my personal channel. So they have the excellent, the super exclusive, all-inclusive, rare Tier 2 and Tier 3 emotes, Riff fighting a bear at night, and Riff deal with it wearing sunglasses at night. Thank you, guys, for your support. I gotta talk to Kate and get the the Riff Kate emote going soon, but it looks like the brackets are finalized, question mark?
Yes.
And we're probably going to be dancing around in the top half. I will say several names that stick out right away to me. You got Masa as one of the big names. Game Time is another. Cham as another. And then, of course, No Regret in the bottom side are, I think, probably my favorite 4 to try and fight over this last spot.
Hey.
It's TvT. I was going to say Jason versus FuturE wouldn't be too bad. But
I mean, that's what I was looking at.
Jason loves TvT about as much as I do.
Great, then I'll do stupid shit.
Yeah. We actually had an amazing TvT this morning. If you guys missed it with the BTSL, you should actually go back and watch the VODs. Innovation in Gumiho was a very weird series, to say the least. But then we also got, like, insane contributions to the prize pool. So ended up being a really epic prize pool to match a really good series.
Yeah. It was a fun tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So, has anything else happened today?
Well, today I actually spent most of the day out with my parents. So, basically, we did the BTSL. I slept for like 4 hours. Woke up, treated my parents to lunch. You know what? Cards on the table, guys. I really don't like my parents. And I've had a bad time growing up with both of them. But for some reason, I've got that, need to see a fucking psychiatrist Freud about this. I've got this like intense desire to impress them, so I spent way too much money on lunch trying to treat them to like a nice restaurant and said hellos, goodbyes, and then I got home. Good times.
Okay.
It's
well.
like I feel the people that you should care least about impressing are always the ones you end up trying your hardest for, and I don't know why I do that. Which is why I don't care about... Wait, I was gonna make a StarCraft joke, but I think I backed it up wrong. Whatever. So we try so hard for StarCraft because we fucking hate the dead game, right?
Yeah, I mean, I saw you were trying to go with that, but that didn't quite work out.
Actually,
no, I didn't mean that either.
Oh, it was something supposed to happen today?
Are we gonna have a little drink?
Oh, right. So we're gonna talk about that, but there's players here, so I don't. Okay. Here's the deal. We talked about trying to do a drunk stream for tonight. It's a kind of a nice handoff for Zombie Grub. It's a North American tournament. We'll have some fun with it. I am down for drinking. I have vodka, rum, and a little bit of Jack Daniels in the kitchen. However, I'm a terrible drinker, and I don't want to totally piss off the sponsors with this, so here's my plan for this. I will drink when we get closer to the end, but I'm going to stay sober until then, because, as you guys know from many other instances, Zombie Grub could drink 5 bottles of scotch, and I'd still be caught up in one drink later.
Now,
so.
Wait a second. Wouldn't it be better to do it before the pinnacle amount of people are here watching, in order to not piss off the sponsors?
No, I meant like in terms of like I don't want the stream to drop and suddenly I can't observe anymore because I've gone like drunk retard mode. Like,
I feel like no matter when, like whether it's the tail end or the beginning.
Well, you know what? Either way, it's my body, my decision, and I'm gonna wait till later to join you. So if you want to get started early, you'll have, by all means, my blessings. Good luck, have fun. But I will wait till a little bit later before I get onto that train. But we're getting pretty aggressive with walkovers once again for today's qualifier, as it is double elimination. Hence the whole it's going to be possibly a long day thing. And we will be pushing people out of the brackets quicker rather than an average tournament, and that's just because, frankly, it's double elim. We don't want to get through the winner's bracket and then have to wait 5 hours to get a game in the loser's bracket, if that makes sense.
Right. And we have the maps.
Awesome.
Good to go.
Let's hop into it. I know, by the way, it's unfortunate. I tried messaging Kelazur to see if he'd want to try and sort something for this. I know he had expressed wanting to play, but the Copa finals were on the same time. So I was like, well, you know, they started a while ago. Maybe I could, like, seed you into the bracket and, like, give you walkover time or something, but he declined, which is sad. I would have loved to have seen Kelazur try out for this.
Womp womp.
Also, we're live with a really sexy GIF, guys. Do me a favor, hit that retweet button, share people the stream, show them that we're live, and we'll see if we can get this NE show going.
Is that from Austin Powers?
I think so. The start of it.
Yeah, I was like, that's Britney Spears, isn't it?
Like, if we're gonna be honest, I
dance off against Austin Powers.
I looked for a sexy dance gift and then modified that. Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
Why my mom? What?
I don't know. Apparently, you're mom now. Congratulations, you have our oldest son.
I would be honored to have Jason as a son, but he's threatening to kill me now, and I don't know. Do we have rules against players threatening the life of tournament organizers?
No, we don't.
We should. All right, well, a lot of Kappas flying over the places. Maroon Pirate hits us up with the 14-month resub. Welcome back, friend. Thank you for coming around town again for 14 months. We're getting into game number 1, though. And for a brief moment, for some reason, the replay showed up of Reapers and Zerg. But there's no Zerg here. Whose shirt is that you're wearing, Rifkin? I don't know. I just found it lying in my closet. But you know what? Since I threw it on, I really feel like I could lift like a lot more weight. I've got more energy. And I know this sounds really weird, but I feel like my dick is longer. I don't know. Maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe it's the shirt.
I can't even see what the shirt is. What?
People who know what the shirt is know what it is. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting into game number 1. Spawning here in the bottom right side of the map. He is the Juggernaut, Jason.
The top left, there's the Red Terran. He is FuturE. He knows the future. It's better than a Juggernaut. We got to see FuturE last time, I do believe, as well as a little bit of Jason. We've seen both these guys at this point in time. Obviously, both Terran and TvT being the bane of a lot of people's existence, actually, not just one or two people. I myself don't mind it so much, but as far as mirror matchups, I just don't like them all in general. So, I mean, I could be on board, I could be off board, I could be anything. But even though you might not like a matchup, maybe you're still good at it. And FuturE and Jason might just be evenly matched.
Yeah, as you say, Jason didn't have a great showing when we saw him against like No Regret and some of the cheesier stuff over there. So maybe, I don't know if cheese is a weakness, and we've certainly seen one of the best players in the world stick to 3-Racks Reaper and Proxy Reapers, and I don't know, maybe we'll see something in the series, or maybe they'll be straight up games. But I'll agree, like FuturE, we only got a small preview of him last time we saw him, and he didn't look too shabby.
Not shabby. In fact, he has the nice, like, fancy Supply Depot skin.
The Supply Depot skin I'm jaded about. Because, like, a regular Supply Depot doesn't look bad, right? But the Supply Depot A is usually lowered half the time. And then secondly, the skin one just looks like they stuck a bunch of magnets on it. And it, like, attracted all the junk nearby.
All of those skins, the Pylon, the Supply Depot, and the Overlord, they all, like... Pylon not so much, but the Overlord and the Supply Depot, to me, they took the exact same gizmos, but made them a little more Zergy or a little more Terran, and then stuck them on. So now, like, the Overlord has a toupee, and the Supply Depot has a bunch of, like, knickknacks. And they just don't do anything for me. I'm like, well, at least they're different. Whereas, like, the Hellion skin and the Viking skin is different and super cool. Oh, well. That was one of the first skins ever, and it really wasn't that big of a deal. But
yeah.
it was skins. So that in itself wasn't okay.
I felt like Blizzard was really testing the water too. Like they didn't want to like do anything too crazy, but they want to look different. You're like, how do you improve an Overlord without changing the way it looks?
I'm not gonna drunk. Oh, on the hot scale, I'm a 10, baby.
We can give it some whiskers, make it more like a flying cat. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. You know, FuturE did open up one base, and he has a lot of units from that opener. I think be very careful.
With a Cyclone at home, paired up with what he has, he should be okay. But if any of these die too soon, then it gets really bad really quick. Does pull the SCVs away, gets to the high ground, he should be able to hold this.
Yeah.
So close to being out.
Especially with the Cyclone. You know, getting this much damage on the army and pulling away the SCVs is okay. But FuturE really did invest a lot into units that cannot stand up against a Cyclone. They really, like, maybe the Cyclone's alone and they get, like, a full surround or something like that. But other than that, no, not going to happen. So, I mean, I'm always, like, quite curious about the people who do add on the 3rd Reaper and the 3rd Hellion. Because those are still, as I said, like, units that just don't stand up to the Cyclones that someone who expands is usually going to be getting because it is the best defensive unit they could possibly get. But, you know, lifting these things could be cool, too.
Yeah. The ramp's going to be kind of hard to break with the Marines and Cyclone up there, but just lift up the Hellions, drop them over here, Reapers to go with it. I mean, even if he sees it coming, the fact is you'll just have a better engagement path over here in the open than pushing up a ramp. But I don't know. This is a problem for FuturE because he is going to be a little bit behind. His command center's only just started back at home. Jason, of course, has almost halfway saturated this base. So, I mean, as long as Jason can pull off any semblance of a defense, I think he's going to come out in a great spot. But hey, by the way, thank you, Tom, for that $10 donation a few moments back. Let me just play that again since we're paused.
I'm not gonna drunk. Oh, on the hot scale, I'm a 10, baby.
This is drunk stream, Ace Kate. It'll happen, boys. It'll happen. Looking forward to it.
One day.
I mean, today.
One day today.
Okay.
Hey, man. Sometimes this cast goes into tomorrow for me.
That's true. All right, so he does fend this off, and it was relative ease. We had questioned, of course, where the auto turrets sit in TvT with, you know, post-patch and all that. And as we saw this morning, like, especially this morning through the TvTs, it's really not as big of a threat as it was. It's definitely still very useful, but no longer two-shotting SCVs. It's kind of like watching Adepts no longer two-shot SCVs, right? Like, it's a world of difference, but it still can get out of hand if you don't attend them.
I think it's a much better balancing act. The one thing that I really wanted it to nerf was breaking tank lines, the cheesy all-ins that you could do with them.
Oh, yeah.
Those kind of suck, because then the response is, of course, to throw down your own auto turrets, basically, and that just it wasn't a very fun dynamic. But now that they don't pack as quick as a punch, you can actually respond and deal with it with regular units. So I think that they did a great job. I mean, maybe yes, no, maybe it'll be continue to use, maybe not, I don't know. But for now, I think it was actually a good nerf or buff. Difference, whatever you want to call it. FuturE is already following up this attack. I mean, he's managed to keep all of his units alive, and while they're not the strongest units, the 4 Reapers will take maybe a bit of damage, soak that up, and still heal. And these tanks and this Raven are very, very good if they're in position, which they are clearly getting in position.
Yeah, Jason is going to take a little bit of damage here, but he can't minimize this by pulling away. It's not like he needs to bless the reins just yet, but with a couple of tanks coming up behind this too, it's going to get worse and worse for him as FuturE starts actually pushing in.
Yeah. Now, with what FuturE did and what Jason did, FuturE went, one base, obviously, but also continued committing to a lot of production. Has pretty late stim. Not late for TvT, but late in comparison to what Jason did, which is getting pretty fast stim. And he will have a lot of control over the map.
Ooh, out in the open like this, pretty good as he picks off the Raven. That tank line is going to be easy to break. A couple of medevacs and Hellions coming from the side, but Jason perhaps dedicated to this in a weird way. Didn't need to lose all the Marines, that's for sure. But he's still going to break this at the end of the day.
It was weird. But right. Yeah, he breaks it.
Oh, he wanted to save that tank. Oh, poor FuturE. That tank has no future. FuturE has no tank.
Yeah. FuturE manages to still, he equalized the SCVs. The army supply is not bad, but the stim and soon-to-be combat shields is a big deal. And Jason is also committed to quite a few medevacs, so he should be running around, or at least running forward in a while. A little bit.
Yeah. Shoutouts and thank you to Miss Spite, by the way, our newest PUBG partner. Family and Jam Jam hosting us up for 53 viewers, and hello to the folks from Miss Spite's stream.
I no longer have to buy it to be the token girl.
Dude, she is not a token girl. Excuse yourself.
I mean, I just called myself one, so...
Actually, I will say, I do wish you would play, man. You really don't gotta be good. It's just fun. Most of the time, Jason's actually the worst player we have, like, straight up. He killed me and Nate. We're teammates, and he managed to run both of us over in the same move in a car.
I heard.
It's phenomenal.
I'm not worried about being bad. I just don't want to buy it and install it.
Oh, okay.
I know.
No regret plays from Korea. I'm just saying, if you get bored while you're in Korea.
Maybe. This isn't gonna work out so well. No, not even if you drop in the tanks. It's too much. FuturE has managed to grab himself another army supply lead, again without combat shields, which is pretty crucial, but it's done a nice macro game. Jason has a command center on location, FuturE has his on the high grounds, both pretty similarly timed. FuturE is also a bit behind on those upgrades. So I still think that Jason, as long as he doesn't take any damage, which this quadruple drop might have been able to do had it not been scouted, you will come out a little bit ahead here.
This is really interesting with the Marines. Like, he would lose a fight straight on, but this would force FuturE to unload, or at least force him to divert his tactics, because he wants to pick off a medevac. Oh, he almost gets one, too!
Yeah. That would have been quite nice. That was housing a tank. But even then, like, FuturE, he could pick it all back up, wait 30 seconds, and go in, kind of like fake him out, because no one has Center Towers yet, but Jason's getting one right now. But that's like a really dangerous thing to do. Jason has been the defender this entire time, all 9 minutes. So, and you need more scouting in the middle of the map too, to really be sure that Jason still isn't waiting for this drop. This is like really dangerous. And now that Center Tower is also done.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he didn't know this was coming, but it's going to be really nice to for sure be able to position himself. He's sitting between the 2 bases right now. I guess a slight upgrade lead will favor him with that 1 armor, but it's going to be more about the tanks, I feel. FuturE
is waiting right on the edge of that Center Tower, so as soon as he wants to go in, it'll be like, 2 seconds for Jason to react. But he still doesn't have a lot of, he's trying to get some map control, but Jason's doing a bit better of a job taking over his side of the map, Center Towers and Marines. So, the best time would be as Jason is, in the middle of the map, to force him to choose between base racing and defending. But that's not really the case. He even scans and sees where the army is and still decides to go for it. I don't know about this. Yeah, no. In the least healthy medevac as opposed to the tanks.
I know.
I don't know. Alright, so there's nothing actually really harmed in doing this either, though. I mean, he still is behind that armor upgrade. So he does need somewhere to to make up for this. Plus, he's been a little behind in economy every now and then. Still, even now, but at least he didn't lose the units.
Well, this is going to be really interesting going forward, because first off, this is probably more of a macro game than all of the Gumiho and Innovation games put together that we saw this morning. Yes. Secondly, I find that this is going to be an interesting spot. Positioning is going to be key, right? And without Ravens, there's that no breaking the tank line that you described earlier. The fact is, it's going to be 8 tanks to 6. Whoever sieges up first can have a better time, and that's going to be FuturE.
Lordy.
Jason's not siege. He's got to back away from this.
Oh, that was a bad idea. That was like... Oh my god, that... Okay,
that was a throw and a half is what that was.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. You know, Jason has a certain amount of leeway because he had the greater spikes of income plus a bit better of the upgrades, but that was pretty extreme. He has to go back to being purely on the defensive, and that's, you know, going to give FuturE map control, but also, like, probably a faster 4th base. He's already on his way to... finally on his way, rather, on his way to upgrades, but he's got a lot of control now.
Well, this is kind of tough because Jason is sitting here in a very odd spot. He doesn't have many tanks to defend with. FuturE, honestly, might not even need to siege his tanks, frankly.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, he really does have a great army. 20 supply up.
It's
even upgrades for now.
But, and with this, we're going to put a big asterisk. Jason, if he can hold on to upgrades, could save his ass in a big way. 2-2 is going to shred FutuRE's Marines. And while tanks are great, if you've got no Marine support for them, they're basically garbage. Wow, that guy got sent to Mars. Right. That was a big shot.
Like, he is way ahead on 2-2. FuturE was late to his armory and second engineering base for sure. And that is something he's going to have to consider. But as long as he keeps Jason on 3 bases, FuturE can add on a 4th base and maybe even more production before Jason feels truly confident pushing out again. But he's actually managing to scare FuturE away here. Going to snipe a couple of tanks, too.
Oh, nice pickup, though. He's going to grab the tanks. There we go. No upgrades in play just yet. It's 1-1 on both sides of this. But so many tanks get picked off right at the start of the fight. And Jason's moving into the dead zone. Marines running out, but it's going to be just barely enough to keep the remaining 3 tanks standing.
Jason had got Vikings. He could have been chopping out a couple of those too, but FuturE still has a 20 armor supply lead, so not the worst. Those upgrades are about to come into effect.
I love the physics on Abyssal Reef. It's so good. Hey.
So glad you enjoy it.
Rifkin rules the zombie of drills. I don't think it's a fuck you response. That's like elevating, man. That's escalating.
Not escalating, it's elevatoring.
Why don't Terran units have like an escalator? You just lean against a cliff, right? Kind of like a siege tower. That'd be super dope. Tank position here is gonna be great for Jason if he gets the shots, but FuturE does back away from this. That upgrade lead though is gonna be insane. There's actually, it is such a big difference when it comes to this bio, and it's something where if drops start coming into play and Jason can stop engineering bases, suddenly it's 3-3 versus 1-1. Like, this game won't even be about the tanks anymore.
It's pretty big, and now that Jason has finally broken out and they're both hovering around the middle of the map, those upgrades are going to be kind of the turning point. FuturE did get a faster 4th base, but it was his orbital, so that's like kind of exactly. Well, Jason is actually getting a 4th base is going to be turned into a planetary. So even after that huge blunder of a fight, Jason still has leads.
Yeah, he's in a pretty good spot, and I'm just worried that, you know, it's TvT. Honestly, either player could throw this. You walk into tanks on siege, your siege, be in the wrong position at the wrong time. I mean, Jason is getting really deep with very minimal Marine support. My concern is, like, yes, he has a lot of tanks, and those are badass units, but at some point, FuturE can just drop on the southern half of the tanks, right?
A little bit. If he had like a surround, he would actually be doing quite well, but stuck, losing units, not able to reinforce.
Oh, Jason's gonna go for the drop. This is risky. This is really risky because if FuturE picks up and goes in on the tanks now, there's not enough damage to stop him. I think he knows this too. So he's either gonna pick up and doom drop with the counter or just try and break this.
He's gonna try and base trade. I'm not sure that was the right idea.
I don't think the base trade's the right call. I think he could have broken Jason's attack. Kill those tanks and deal with the Marines after, but oh no!
Game.
GG, Jason. GG.
That was very confusing.
What was confusing about it?
Well, you played like 3 seconds of it, and then there was like 10 seconds of silence, and I was like, is he continuing to play it, or what's happening?
Oh, maybe they just didn't go over Discord because it's got different
Did for the first
sensitivity.
3 seconds, and it's super loud.
Oh, well, it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be super loud. I was celebrating Jason's win in the most stylish way possible, but of course, that is just one win in a best of 3. It's the first series of the day, so if you're just tuning in, you really have not missed anything, as we're just getting into today's qualifiers. Game Time's already advanced over his opponent, and so has No Regret. I assume that they both are just being cheesy, because that was really quick. A 2-0 in a span of 10 minutes. Or 15, excuse me.
Yeah, that's well, either cheesy or they just really were better than their opponents. I don't know.
That's true, too. Either way, I think that, again, I think No Regret, Game Time, Masa, and Cham, for me at least, are the standout players on the bracket. If I'm proven wrong, great, but they're the guys I think we've seen the most of and we've seen good results from. So I would expect those to be fighting in those top 4 spots. Regardless, we only have 1 spot available through today's qualifiers. However, fight to impress, as there is 1 invite spot we'll be using to resurrect/save one of the players and invite them back to the main event. Because with this will be the 7th and final player, and we need 8 in total. We'll talk more about that a little bit later, I suppose. Spawning here in the top left for game number 1, we have the Yellow Terran player, Jason.
The bottom right is the Red Terran. It is FuturE. That supply depot placement is like when you forget to rally your SCV and you go, oh shit, and like rally, but then you realize it'll be too off, so you just put it wherever the SCV is.
For me, I've been there, done that. But I always say screw it, I put it in the mineral lines or next to it, because I'm like, if I'm not going to have it out there, what's the point of having it here?
Right. Yeah, but that's definitely not like a crucial strategic element that I think he just misrallied his first SCV and had to respond as fast as possible. It's always funny to see that happen. No shame. No shame. We've all been there.
Yeah, it's just usually you don't want to be there on a cast. That's what it comes down to. When you get people actually watching. I get agitated enough knowing like I'm getting coached by somebody and I feel judged. And that's the point. You're supposed to be judged and they can teach you how to be better. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
Like the caster invitation is going to be so fun having thousands of people watch me mess up my marine micro because I don't know how to bio properly.
Can't wait.
By the way, side note with that, it's been going okay with Beastie so far. He's not been thrilled at the fact that I insist on playing bio incorrectly. Apparently, I'm not an easy
bio
pupil.
Incorrectly. How are you playing bio?
I really, because of the way I play mech, I'm bad with taking thirds, and I don't take them fast enough.
Oh, okay. I thought when you say like bad with bio specifically, I thought you meant like you kept on making 4 factories, and he was like, Rivka, no.
It's like, okay, so 2-1-1. That's 2 marines, 1 factory, and another factory, right? Is that how that works?
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're so specific, but he just means that you're not adapting well to the pacing. Okay, gotcha. I'm surprised you're trying to learn bio though.
I got one of the best coaches in the world teaching me. How could I not want to?
But he also plays mech. Like BCQD is a teacher for all types.
If we're gonna be real, mech versus Protoss isn't gonna work. You could be innovation, it's still not gonna happen.
I think versus Todd. I would. Can you please just put one really stupid mech or proxy starport game in there, like
Proxy the Battlecruisers, Jesse style.
Please, yes, exactly. I think that'd really tilt Todd.
No, I'm playing for the bio game, man. I'm putting practice in. Wow, that command center should have finished. 71 out of 71. Anybody else tilted? I am.
Well, that's in a month. Oh, good. Gonna practice on that Korean server. We have FuturE once again going for the 1 base opener, and he is committing to the same units roughly. 3rd Reaper? No, is it the 4th Reaper? There's a Hellion, there's a CV. Yeah, that's the 3rd Reaper. And then the add-ons.
It's the gunman behind the grassy knoll. Actually, this is kind of tough. FuturE might have found himself in a really bad spot. The Marines actually get in range of all of this, and that Cyclone pummels away. So this ends up being a pretty messy attack because he didn't really do much with this. I guess Jason's out, an SCV? 3 SCVs, excuse me, but that's hardly damaging because his man center did finish. Meanwhile, just starts.
I don't like the 4 Reaper, 3 Hellion. There is a certain, like, before the Cyclone, basically, I think there's always a potential to snowball with these units. They come out pretty quick, they have that health regen, they have the grenades, beautiful stuff that can work out. But the Cyclone really changed how effective that could ever be. The only way to make it work is what he's doing here, which is dropping and circumventing the Cyclone, but it's not working.
So this is what I do really like about the Cyclone, by the way, was I felt there was a lot of stupid games, and when I say stupid, I really mean stupid, with like 2 Hellions and a single Reaper would end somebody's life. And you're like, oh, cool. This tournament was important and just got decided in a really dumb way.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think that FuturE isn't getting enough done with the early opener. And what it does is it delays anything that could be very useful, you know? Like, it delays what could have been 2 Ravens, or it delays what could have been faster tanks.
It is worth noting, though, that if Jason was playing greedy and he wasn't playing the way he is, this would actually probably hurt him and kick him in his ass.
I don't think you get much greedier, though. I mean, there is a possibility. You're not wrong, but it's
you
like
go for the
most
reactor,
people,
you skip units, you get the command center first. Like, there's definitely ways that could be.
Most people get the Cyclones, though. Like, he is command centering after barracks, and he is getting Cyclones, and that is the problem, is that the Cyclone appears 5 seconds after the Reapers try and run in, and that's still enough time for the Cyclone to clean it up. So, I don't know. And it's also the fact that Jason, like, if this goes to a game 3, I would really hope that FuturE does change up that time, because then I think it's clear that Jason likes the build that he does. It's a pretty safe opener.
Yeah, I mean, there's actually something to be said where you can get to Grandmasters. Like, people always talk about, you get to Masters playing one build and nothing else, just perfecting the way you play it. You can get to Grandmasters by having a couple builds, perfecting the way you play them. Jason might not actually have a huge selection of variety, but if he can play this one build well, that's all that really matters. But this does bring us back where I don't know about FutuRE's point of view on the matchup. I know Jason hates it. Like, this is the worst you could play. You actually contemplate fighting Adepts and Phoenix over this matchup. So it's you might only have the one build because it's the only one that you don't hate playing rather than like playing.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's actually totally a thing. Now FuturE does have, I think the follow-up is really nice, but this still goes back to like what could have been a second Raven maybe or something like that. For sure, actually, like Innovation does a build like that, but finding good positioning once again. He is taking control.
Yeah, and FuturE also has got this really nicely energized Raven. 3 auto turrets can come down. He doesn't even need to reach in with the tanks. But Jason's saying, you know what? Go ahead. Be a little annoying outside my natural. I'm going to go destroy you on the other side of the map. And the thing is, he might actually kill FuturE. FutuRE's put everything on Jason's side of the map.
Yeah. At least FuturE didn't go for a really quick 3rd CC, but even then, the production isn't
Oh, he can't win a race. If he's going to race this, there's not enough units.
Yeah.
Pull him back to the main. He's got to get a tank out. It's out. He's going to siege that up on the ramp, and that might buy some time. But the command center is probably going to go down. Viking and Marine stemmed on top of it. And this can go really badly for FuturE.
Yeah, that's probably going to be game then.
Jason pulls the boys to buy some time. Tank sets up in the natural, but it's going to get blown away in a moment.
Yeah, that tank die makes it a little bit more curious, but I don't think he could ever kill the command center.
No, and Jason's actually in a really strange position where he could actually come home if he'd like to. This command center shouldn't go down. There's plenty of SCVs to repair. The Viking, the Raven gets picked off by the Marines. Yeah. Sloppy control from Jason, but it's working.
Right. FuturE does have more SCVs without a second orbital. It's just not going to be. He's always going to be oversaturated. What else is going to do there? And he is still down in army and upgrades. Combat shields not even started yet, so waiting on stim. Maybe Jason should have.
Goes for the break on the ramp. Both players hit unsiege to move forward, and that's going to work out better for Jason. Takes out all the defense, and FutuRE's left defenseless. GG. Good game. Jason takes a 2-0, and he's going to move on in the brackets onto that round of 8, where he'll fight against maybe Masa, probably Masa. So I hope his TvT can hold up over there. Masa, I know, is actually feeling kind of bad at the moment. If you didn't see after he basically lost WCS, tweeting that he feels like garbage and blah, blah, blah. But I was like, yo, come be garbage in our tournament. I guess he didn't know it was happening, so he signed up to play. So that's cool. That's good to see. Got some fight left in him.
Good stuff.
Okay, we need to real talk. This is disgusting. This is...
What?
Okay. Therminator just tweeted at me a picture of grilled cheese sandwiches. Specifically because they don't have ketchup, right? But this bread looks horrible. Ugh.
Really? It's like multigrain bread.
I know. Who makes grilled cheese out of multigrain bread?
People like a taste of multigrain bread, man. It sounds delicious to me.
No, it sounds horrible. Ugh.
Ah.
Can I get some Ace K's? Ace K's in chat, guys. We gotta put some ketchup on this. This is disgusting. Ketchup is the only way to coat that disgusting grainy bread. Look at this. Oh, you can see like the seeds and shit too.
If you like it, put in Ace Food.
All right, we're gonna go to our first commercial break. Thank you all for tuning in. We have many games ahead of us, so please type !bracket in the chat to take a look at the matches that are coming up. If you guys haven't seen, there's about 1 day left to get the shirt, the BaseTradeTV chat memes shirt, so make sure to get that while you can. You can type !shirt or just check out the info section down below. And last but not least, we hit a huge milestone this morning with Mega Tournament fundraiser, $9,000 raised now, which is awesome. But we want to keep going, and we want to keep pushing. So if you guys are willing or considering contributing towards a really, really big tournament at the end of the year, make sure to check it out by typing !mega. But we'll see you guys soon.